Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. And after last time, I need something good to wash that boss baby blog off my back. So, let's talk about Pokemon. So far, I previously blogged the third movie, Spell of the Unknown, the eighth movie, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, and the fifth movie, Pokemon Heroes Latios and Latias. And for those who don't usually follow me, I was once a Pokemon fan during my childhood. However, these days I don't talk about it too much for two reasons. One, as the years rolled around, newer Pokemon were introduced, which made things a bit complicated. And two, people at school made fun of me for liking the series. Anyway, today, I'd like to discuss a recent Pokemon movie, which, thanks to Fatma events, made a limited theatrical release here in the US. But, is it any good? Well, let's take a look. Released in Japan on July 15, 2017, the movie is Pokemon the Movie 20, I Choose You. Now let's get started. When Ash Ketchum oversleeps on his 10th birthday, he ends up with a stubborn Pikachu as his first Pokemon. But after a rocky start, Ash and Pikachu become close friends and true partners. And when they catch a rare glimpse of the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh in flight, they make plans to seek it out together, guided by the rainbow wing that it left behind. Along the way, Ash is accompanied by Verity and Sorrel, and he catches an abandoned Charmander, raises a Caterpie which becomes a beautiful Butterfree, and then releases it to follow its heart, and meets the mysterious mythical Pokemon called Marshadow. When they near their goal, an arrogant trainer named Cross stands in their way. Can Ash and Pikachu defeat this powerful trainer and reach Ho-Oh as they promised? Or will their journey end there? Well, sorry, you'll have to find out for yourself. Because, in my opinion, this movie was not only nostalgic, but it was also epic, action-packed, and emotional. In fact, it officially takes Spell the Unknown's place as my all-time favorite Pokemon movie. But to further explain why I love this movie, let's move on to Mustang notes. The movie was officially revealed during the December 15th broadcast of TV Tokyo's Ohasuta program, revealing a teaser trailer and poster of the movie. This early content revealed Ash and Pikachu alongside the legendary Pokemon Ho-Oh, showing that the film would act as a retelling of the first season, exploring some of the important plot points of the series. Ho-Oh's appearance in the movie was also detailed to be important to the film's storyline. A second trailer for the film was revealed at the March 1st broadcast of Ohasuta, revealing remade scenes of the first episode and its official English title. It was then posted on the official YouTube page the next day. Later on, the film's second official trailer, which also featured a new version of the original Japanese opening theme, Message Pokemon Master, was previewed on April 7, 2017. The next day, the producers announced that the current last Pokemon in the Pokédex, Marshadow, would debut in the film alongside several other brand new characters. As the film is not a direct remake, it diverts itself from the original season that it is based on, and features an original story. Now let's talk about the animation. Now, ever since the black and white seasons, the Japanese animation has gotten a lot better, and the animation used for this movie is no exception. The animation in this film is wonderful, from the environments, the battles, Even the human characters in Pokemon look great too. Plus, I even like some of the CGI that's featured in this. Also, I really like the different kinds of Pokemon that are featured in this movie. And, of course, they're not just the ones that can be found in Kanto. There are also kinds that were introduced in later generations. Another thing I like in this movie is that it references many episodes from the Kanto season. For example, the opening prologue references the first episode, Pokemon I Choose You, except in this movie, we see Ash's rival Gary choose Squirtle, which was never seen in the show. Pikachu is introduced while outside of its Pokeball, and Ash does not use his Pokedex Dexter, and of course, Misty does not appear in this movie. Other parts of the movie reference episodes like Pokemon Emergency, Ash Catches a Pokemon, Charmander the Stray Pokemon, Bye Bye Butterfree, Pokemon Sensation, and more. Except, there are a few changes per plot point. Now let's talk about a very important object in this movie, the Rainbow Wing. In the Gold version, or the Heart Gold version of the Pokemon games, the Rainbow Wing can be used so the player can encounter Ho-Oh at the top of the Tin Tower, or Bell Tower, in Ecruteak City. The only way to get it is to defeat Team Rocket and liberate the Goldenrod City Radio Tower. Or, if you play the Silver version, the Rainbow Wing can be given to you by an old man in Pewter City near Route 3. And in the Crystal version, the only way to get the Rainbow Wing is if you capture all 3 legendary beasts. In the movie, however, the Rainbow Wing was found by Ash after seeing Ho-Oh fly above him after Pikachu scared away all the Spearow. It is said that Ho-Oh only gives the wing to the Rainbow Hero who is destined to fight it. But there is a catch to this. You see, if the wing is in the hands of a selfish heart, the wing will become corrupted and chaos will happen. Now let's move on to the 2 songs featured in this movie. The first song in the movie is the classic Pokemon theme, Gotta Catch 'Em All, performed by Ben Dixon. And in my opinion, this is a really awesome cover. It makes a great montage of Ash and Pikachu's journey. I really like the parts where they play in a river, Pikachu tickling Ash in his sleeping bag, and the part where Ash catches Caterpie with Pikachu's help. The last song in the movie is called I Choose You, performed during the end credits by Haven Peschel, whom you may know as the voice of Serena from the X, Y, and Z seasons. And I pray that Serena and Ash can become a couple in the series someday, since it was shown that Serena has had a crush on Ash since they were little, and I'm surprised that she kissed Ash before she departed him. Anyway, in my opinion, this song is just so beautiful and sweet. Plus, during the credits, we get to see Ash's friends from the main series, from Brock all the way up to Serena. We also see Verity returning home to make amends with her mother. Sorrel is seen traveling and finds an Articuno that he wants to study. And of course, we see Ash and Pikachu traveling together while being tailed by Team Rocket. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Our hero, Ash Ketchum, is no longer voiced by Veronica Taylor. So instead, Ash's voice is provided by Sarah Natochenny, who has been voicing Ash since 2006. At first, I didn't really like the new dubbing for Ash, but as time moved on, I got used to her. Plus, I think Sarah does a pretty good job voicing Ash, even though Veronica will always be the Ash from my childhood. In this movie, Ash is pretty similar but different from the way he was in the Kanto season. I mean, yes, Ash is a rookie trainer, and he can be stubborn at times, but as the movie progresses, he does get a lot of potential and experience as a Pokemon trainer. But the part where Ash questions himself and his Pokemon after being called the worst trainer was very harsh. I also think it was very brave, but very risky of Ash to sacrifice himself while shielding Pikachu from some corrupted Pokemon on Mount Sensei. But I really like that Ash makes friends with all of his Pokemon. Though, the only downside is that Ash does not catch any of his Pokemon from the main series, like Pidgeotto, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Muck, Krabby, or Tauros. Next, we come to Ash's best friend, Pikachu, whose vocals are provided once again by Iku Otani. In the movie, Pikachu starts out not very thrilled with its new trainer, but after the Spearow attack, Ash and Pikachu become thick as thieves. You know, I still think Pikachu is a great Pokemon to have as a friend. And of course, Pikachu's electric attacks, including Iron Tail, are really awesome in this movie. However, the one part of the movie that really shocked me, no pun intended, was when Pikachu spoke with the voice of Kate Bristol, after Ash sacrificed himself to save it from the corrupted Pokemon. Also, like in Mewtwo Strikes Back and Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, seeing Pikachu cry makes me want to cry too. Ash's first Pokemon that he catches in this movie is Butterfree. In the show, Ash catches Caterpie in the Viridian Forest without Pikachu weakening it, and it evolved into Metapod after a battle with Team Rocket, and then evolves into Butterfree after saving Ash from a Beedrill. In the movie, however, Caterpie evolves into Metapod after battling a Pinsir, and then evolves into Butterfree during a fight with a pack of Primeape. Plus, as a Metapod, it uses String Shot instead of Harden. And as a Butterfree, it uses Gust and Sleep Powder. Lastly, Butterfree and the Pink Butterfree are first encountered while it was being chased by a Fearow. Also, like in the episode Bye Bye Butterfree, there is a mating season where Butterfree find mates and lay their eggs. And it was really sad seeing Butterfree fly away with its mate in the movie. But it's like the narrator says, good friendships last forever, even though friends don't always stay together. Next we come to Ash's Charizard. In the show, when it was a Charmander, it was abandoned by a jerkish trainer named Damien, just because he thought Charmander was a weakling. And Ash had to save it from a rainstorm. Later in the show, Charmander evolved into Charmeleon after it stopped a stampede of hypnotized Exeggutor. But there was a little problem. You see, due to Ash's experience level, Charmeleon became disobedient. Afterwards, Charmeleon became a Charizard while trying to save Ash from a hungry Aerodactyl. But even as a Charizard, it was still disobedient up until the episode Charizard Chills. But in the movie, Charmander was abandoned by Cross, and it evolved into Charmeleon after battling a Jigglypuff, and then evolved into Charizard during a rematch against Cross and his Incineroar. Plus, Charizard consistently stays obedient to Ash after evolving. I really like that. Still, I really think Charizard is another awesome Pokemon in Ash's team. Next we come to Team Rocket's Jesse, James, and Meowth, voiced by Michelle Knotts and Carter Cathcart. In the movie, as usual, they plan to steal Pokemon, and later, once they hear that Ash is heading to Mount Sensei to meet Ho-Oh, they decide to follow, hoping to catch the legendary Pokemon. But thankfully, they never do, since nowadays, they've gone from villain to comic relief. Next we come to the legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Now, according to history, the beasts find their master in Ho-Oh, who revived them when Ecruteak City's brass tower burned down. They are said to embody the three events that happened to the tower: the lightning that struck the tower, the fire that burned it, and the winds and rain that put it out. It is unknown whether these three were already a Suicune, Raikou, or Entei before they were revived, or whether Ho-Oh actually reincarnated them from three non-legendary Pokemon. Now, as we all know, Suicune got to be the mascot of Pokemon Crystal and got a special film role in Pokemon Forever. Entei got to appear in Pokemon 3, and Raikou was in the Legend of Thunder special. Later on, the legendary beasts made their first group appearance in the 13th movie, Zoroark, Master of Illusions. Anyway, in this film, they are pretty similar to their game counterparts. Entei is seen in the woods battling many trainers, including Ash, and later is seen sleeping in a cave with several other Pokemon. Suicune is spotted by Verity while Ash is sleeping, and Raikou is seen just when the gang is getting close to Mount Sensei. Next we come to the legendary rainbow Pokemon, Ho-Oh. According to the anime, Ho-Oh lived in the Tin Tower in ancient times, but when a war broke out which burned both the Tin Tower and the Brass Tower down, it created Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and all four disappeared. Later, a new Tin Tower was erected, but Ho-Oh since then has never come back for sure. As mentioned earlier, like in the first episode, Ho-Oh was first seen in the skies near Pallet Town after Ash and Pikachu defeated the Spearow flock. But unlike in the show, Ho-Oh dropped its rainbow wing, choosing Ash as the rainbow hero. First, Ash is the chosen one in The Power of One, the Aura Guardian in Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, and now the rainbow hero in this movie? Anyway, later on in the film, Ho-Oh is seen on Mount Sensei after Ash places the wing on a crystal structure. Now let's talk about Ash's new friends, starting with Verity, voiced by Susie Myers. Best known for voicing Chespin from the X, Y, and Z series. Now, Verity is an energetic trainer from Twin Leaf Town. She has a Piplup as her starter Pokemon. She's also the daughter of Cynthia, the Sinnoh League champion. Now, Despite the fact that she and Ash had a rough start after encountering Entei, I really like Verity because she seems like a mix of Misty and Dawn. Plus, I also like that she has a Lapras as one of her Pokemon. Next we have Sorrel, voiced by David Oliver Nelson. Sorrel is a young trainer from Veilstone City who aims to become a Pokemon professor, and he is currently on a journey gathering data on legendary Pokemon. I like this character too, because, like Brock, he cares for Pokemon, and I really think his Lucario is really badass. Plus, his backstory on what happened to his Luxray was actually very sad. Next up, we have Marshadow, whose vocals are provided by Koichi Yamadera, who also does vocals for Farfetch'd. Now, Marshadow is a Gloom Dweller Pokemon who is not known to show itself to people, and thus, only a few know of its existence. Throughout this movie, it mysteriously follows Ash and his friends while on their journey to find Ho-Oh. Marshadow is said to be a guide from the shadows who leads those chosen by Ho-Oh to be the Rainbow Hero. If the Rainbow Wing given to the chosen person loses its color, Marshadow is tasked with sealing the Rainbow Wing away. While controlled by the tainted Rainbow Wing, Marshadow has the ability to corrupt other Pokemon and take control of them. In my opinion, Marshadow looks very mysterious and spooky at the same time. We also have Bonji, voiced by Mike Pollock, who has been known for narrating the Pokemon series for many years. Bonji is a mysterious old man who knows about Ho-Oh and is determined to chase it at any costs. He's also known to have written a book titled Ho-Oh is My Life. Finally, we come to our antagonist, Cross, voiced by Billy Bob Thompson. Cross is an arrogant trainer who believes strength is everything and aims to become the ultimate trainer. He abandoned his Charmander when he deemed it too weak and wouldn't listen when Ash told him that Pokemon and their trainers have to work together to become strong. He is seen with an Incineroar and a Midnight form Lycanroc. To me, this jerk is equally as bad as Damien, since he believes that raising a Pokemon and making friends with them is a waste of time. I mean, how dare Cross calls himself a Pokemon trainer? And now, let's move on to my final words. Overall, Pokemon the Movie 20, I Choose You, is a really epic movie. It has great animation, the characters like Ash and Pikachu have great chemistry as always, Ash's new friends, Verity and Sorrel, are great, and the story is very nostalgic, with several parts referencing several episodes from the Kanto season. Plus, the movie has a great variety of Pokemon featured throughout this movie, and Ash's quest to find Ho-Oh is very adventurous. Plus, Ash has truly proven that strength and power isn't enough to make you a Pokemon master. You also need kindness, love, and make new friends while you're training. If you folks haven't seen this movie yet, then by all means, pick it up from your local video store or find it online. It'll make you laugh, smile, or even cry. And I'm sure your children will enjoy this movie too. And so, I give this movie the highest rating of 100%. Also, I hear there's going to be a sequel called Pokemon the Movie, Everyone's Story, which will be animated by OLM and WIT Studios, and it will be released in theaters in Japan this coming summer. And I hope, if it gets an American release, that it'll be just as good as this movie. Anyway, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next week, where we look into a new stop-motion movie that takes place in Japan, and it'll be a story about dogs. Mustang Power.